Hello everybody, welcome back to Collecting and Hobbies. Today we're going to do a review over Kylo Ren from the Star Wars Force Awakens assortment. This is the second version of Kylo Ren that was released back in roughly November of 2015, right before Force Awakens came out. And the only difference, well, I don't know because I don't have the other one open, but the other one had a different build-a-weapon piece. That is one difference. The 6-inch lightsaber had kind of like a connecting where the blade was kind of like a triangle. There, it wasn't separated. I'm not sure if the original Kylo Ren and the first wave of this was like that or if it was like this one, but we'll find out like later on. I do have the Rogue One version of him open, but I don't have it with me, and I think it's got more detail on the lightsaber. You can see the wires and stuff like that, but this one's a little bent up, so I'm gonna go ahead and open him up. This was made on the 331st day of 2015. That's when they printed it. So that would have been like about November. So there's the other figures in the way. PZ Forcio, Glass Towers, and Kylo Ren. There's the build-a-weapon when you put it all together, which looks kind of crazy. There's what it looks like, I guess, if you put it on a figure, just the two parts he comes with. And here's his bio. Kylo Ren, a dark warrior, strong with the Force. Kylo Ren commands First Order missions with a temper as fiery as his unconventional lightsaber. And a 02 and a 03 on the part numbers. Not sure if that means anything. I might have screwed up a couple of times. Normally the end was 00, but okay, so now it's time to get it open. I do know there are some differences between this and the Rogue One version. The only one that I have open is the Rogue One version. This will be the second Kylo Ren I ever opened. I never opened any of my 6-inch ones either. Alright. There's all the stuff, I think. Okay. And put that on the floor, I guess. Alright, so here's his instruction sheet, which is much smaller than the last one. A third of the size. So that's what you do with it. And trying to get this to focus. There we go. Those are the accessories that come with the other two figures. There's the way you put it together. So his parts go on the bottom, basically. I do have Goss Towers with me right here. So he's part of that wave, but I don't have the robot PZ Forcio with me at the moment. I do have them in my storage though. So when I get to those, I will do a complete review of the full wave with the build-a-weapon pieces and do a review over the build-a-weapon as well. So here are the build-a-weapon pieces. Since they show these on other people, I went ahead, I just kept my Stormtrooper. I just did a review over sitting out here just to see if they would go on, someone else, which they should. I'm looking at it now for the very first time. Looks like it's got little clips. It says R2, and this says L1. Alright, so also looks like there's some movement on here. Yeah. So this thing moves, this thing moves, and it looks like that's it. 2 points of articulation on each of these accessories. That's 4 points altogether, which is almost as much as the actual figure. They keep saying they can't make them more articulated because it costs too much, but they have articulation in the accessories. Whatever. Okay, so this one is the R2. So, where's that little thing here? Alright, so that's what it looks like. I guess you just snap them on their arms. But it doesn't look the same. The things are like spread out. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, whatever. So, put it on like that, I guess. And it does not, at least on the Stormtrooper, it doesn't stay on like real snug either. No, more so on his right arm. So that's kind of what he looks like. Kind of looks. Yeah. I mean, this one's falling off already. Huh. Oh, that's interesting. So you can pull these things apart. And put them on their wrists. There you go. Like old extra blasters or something. Now, if they weren't green and brown, green and gray, maybe it would look a little better. Look a little better maybe on a different figure. Ah, okay. Well, I don't know. Let's see. So this is L1, that's the left one, that was the right one. The other piece, the bigger piece, doesn't actually have any. Wait. Yeah, it does. R on that one. L. I think. What does that say? Yeah, it does say L. So, you get them separated. They have real tiny little letters on them. And the little wing there. So you can do different things with this. You can put it on his hand like that. It's not really a gun though. It's kind of like those Transformers where they come with the extra pieces that really kind of stretch the imagination to, kind of, sort of, could be a gun type thing. Um, there's actually a handle there. You can hold it. So you can do a little bit more with these than just, you can move them around. In general, though, it doesn't look all that great. It doesn't really look all that fantastic. So, anyways, now onto the actual figure. Trying to get it untaped without bending it. Alright, well, there's Kylo. I just use the scissors on this. You might want to, so you don't bend it up too much. Pair of scissors and cut it. Pull it out. It is kind of loose. It looks like it kind of would break down there if you pull on it too hard. So you want to be careful with that. There's the detail is there a little bit. The sculpt is there, but it's not painted. I think it's got more detail on the Rogue One version. And I'm sure he holds it fine. Wow, kind of feels rubbery. Definitely smells like rubber. I love the smell of new action figures. There's the texturing to his cape. It looks like, yeah, both hands are very much in the grip position. So he could hold the lightsaber in either hand. Put it in his left hand. And also, you know, there's probably not going to be any problem standing him up because his cape is actually part of the legs. The legs are like molded into it, which isn't the best, but the only good things about these kind of figures is they're easy to stand. And I can tell you right now, this is a very different figure than the Rogue One version that I had, because the way he stands is different. I'm pretty sure it's very different. The piece, this little thing right here is a separate piece. It's got a lot of that pattern detail. Other than that, it's just basically a solid black figure, except for the belt buckle. This head is very hard plastic. I don't know if it comes off or not. I'm not even sure it's a ball jointed head. I've heard that it was. I'm not really sure. I believe it is, but is actually very sharp, especially on the corner there, on the right side. For some reason, it's kind of sharp there. I don't want to pull this head off, but I've heard that with the super articulated version, the helmeted version, you could pull his head off. You could take this part off, and then you could put a different head. I don't know. People used to, before they actually came out with the Kylo Ren Unmasked, I don't know. People used to kit bash them. They used to take different parts and use different pieces before they came out with them. I don't know. Whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying really. But they used to take different pieces and make like the perfect Kylo Ren out of it. So as far as this goes, this looks like it's more made for him. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really understand what this is all about. Where's that little part of this? So this is how you put these back together. You just put it in like that. This one was the one that just kind of separated off by itself and fell apart. The other one, I actually had to pull it apart. And these do clip on Kylo Ren's arms a lot easier than the Stormtrooper. The Stormtrooper's got all that armor on, but there we go. So, my personal opinion, blah. I don't really care for those things, whatever they are. They do a lot, but they don't really fit, and they don't really look like anything. I think the bottom parts, these parts, they look a little. If you had a guy that was green and gray, then they would match and maybe kind of look like something, I guess. Maybe a clawed character. I don't know. But so as far as the detailing goes on the actual figure, like on his face sculpt, it looks really good. It looks pretty good. I'm not a fan of the legs built into the cloak plastic look. I like the cape to be a separate piece, or the bottom half, so you have actual legs underneath. But it does make it stand very well. But I'm not a fan of that. But, if it's your only option, if you don't want to spend $20 on a 6-inch figure, then I mean, it is a good. If you can find them cheap, I've seen these on clearance for like $4, even $2 at some WalMarts nowadays. But they're normally sold out of them. But if you can find them cheap, use a good little piece to put on your desk or whatever, because you know who he is. He comes with a lightsaber. That's all you really need. You don't need to put all these build a piece things on him. So it's like a rating. Um, in accuracy, I mean, he's pretty accurate. He's probably about I mean, he's pretty accurate. I think there's like on the older version or the other version, the unmasked, the version San Diego Comic Con, or the unmasked version, 6-inch versions. They have a way where you can comes with 2 different lightsabers. You can attach it to his belt, but like I said, for like if you can find him cheap, he's pretty good. But uh, that's the only way I'd recommend him, is if you can find him for cheaper. If you're a this scale collector, then sure, why not? There is multiple options though for him nowadays. But when this came out, you only had one other option. He came with a different build of weapon. So for the time being, I mean, for the time when he came out, he was, I would say, he'd be a definite pickup, just because um, he's an accurate sculpt. He's just lacking in articulation. Other than that, he's great. So I'm moving on to the next figure, and I will be doing the Galavian Enforcer. And I have all 3 figures of this with me right now, so I will be putting that thing together, whatever that is. I will see you next time.